On March 7, 1965, about 600 nonviolent demonstrators crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, as they marched to the steps of the Capitol in Montgomery. The marchers were advocating for African-American voting rights, and after they crossed the bridge, became the scene of a confrontation between demonstrators and police who attacked the protesters after they refused to disperse. Cheered on by white onlookers, the police attacked the crowd with clubs and tear gas. Mounted police chased retreating marchers and continued to beat them. The pivotal event became known as Bloody Sunday. It sparked national outrage and inspired President Lyndon Johnson to champion voting rights legislation. And he ultimately signed the Voting Rights Act on August 6, 1965. That was 48 years ago to the day. But now, thanks to the Supreme Court, the Voting Rights Act isn't what it used to be. After a 5-justice majority crippled a key provision of the law back in June, states across the country immediately moved to enact new voting laws that disproportionately affect minority voters. In that case from June, Shelby County v. Holder, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, in dissent, quoted from your book to quote Martin Luther King. And here's what she wrote. If the act passed, Martin Luther King foresaw progress could be made even in Alabama, but there had to be a steadfast national commitment to see the task through to completion. In King's words, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And then there's the quote to you and the citation to your book. She continues, history has proved King right. Although circumstances in Alabama have changed, serious concerns remain. So this makes me ask the question to you. Are we still bending towards justice?
Well, we've taken a step back since June 25th. The court severely weakened the Voting Rights Act by removing Section 4, which was the formula that provided Section 5 to work, which was the pre-clearance provision. So where we go from here, it's very hard to say. The court did not strike down the act completely, and so it left us with some tools to deal with the voter suppression movement, which is alive and well.
Yeah, where is it actually? Where is it alive and well? What parts of the country are you seeing this voter suppression movement?
Well, it's principally in the states that were once covered by the Voting Rights Act. Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alaska, Virginia, I'm probably leaving out one or two at this moment, Texas. In fact, 20 minutes after the decision was announced, the Texas Attorney General announced that the voter ID program, which had been struck down by a federal judge under the Voting Rights Act, was now going ahead full stream. So unfortunately, the court's decision has given a green light to those states that are covered and other states to do a number of things which are going to make it more difficult, not simply for African Americans to vote, but for the elderly, for students, and certainly for poor people.